This is my herb garden where I grow a variety of culinary herbs. First, I need to get a few weeds out of the way. Larkspur, which is a flower, looks like dill when they're small, so I want to get them out of the way. This calendula or pot marigold is an herb, but it tends to take over if I let it, as does lemon balm, which I moved to my tea garden where it can compete with other members of the mint family. A weed is any plant that's not growing where you want it when you have a garden. In the center of the herb garden, I have a sage plant, which is flowering right now. When it's finished flowering, I'll cut off all the flowers. They will be replaced by new growth, which I will cut at the end of the season and dry for use in Thanksgiving dressing and other dishes. The remainder of the herb garden is divided into triangles by the stepping stones. This triangle holds French tarragon. True French tarragon cannot be grown from seed. It's only propagated by division. I generally don't dry the tarragon. I cut it up and freeze it. I have numerous small containers in my freezer with different herbs and herb mixtures in them. If you find me very generous with things that use electricity, it's because the entire roof of our house is covered with solar collectors and we live in a very sunny place. My favorite recipe using tarragon is green goddess dressing. In this triangle, I have thyme. As with many herbs, thyme's flavor is best just before it blooms, and it holds its flavor well whether it's dried or frozen. Strip the little leaves off the stem and either dry or freeze them. I use thyme in several of my herb mixtures and most of my soups. There are a few herbs that I will be planting today. I'll plant dill here. Dill needs to be planted when the temperature is warm, and since it's 89 degrees today, that qualifies. The soil temperature should be 60 to 70 degrees. I actually have a little trouble getting dill to grow. This isn't a problem in many parts of California and other warm climates where dill is considered a noxious weed. I will cover the seeds with soil and firm it down so the seeds have good contact with the soil. Later in the year, I will plant dill again so I have an ongoing supply. We adopted our three daughters from Ukraine, where dill was added to just about anything. This triangle is for basil. At one point, I had 9 types of basil in my garden, but this year I'm just growing Genovese basil. I started this basil inside and planted it outside shortly after I planted my tomatoes. I have already cut the top leaves out. This promotes branching and slightly delays flowering. Basil is best before it flowers. Anything Italian needs basil. This is my cilantro coriander triangle. If you use the leaves, it's cilantro, and if you use the seeds, it's coriander. This is the third planting of cilantro. The leaves are good for only a short time before the plant bolts and goes to seed, so for a continuous supply, you will need to plant frequently. The oregano is spreading beyond the bounds of its triangle, so instead of planting, I need to pull some up. Oregano grows prolifically if it's planted in a sunny spot and gets enough water, which isn't a whole lot. It is used in Mediterranean and Mexican dishes. Parsley is a biennial, meaning it is a small herbaceous plant the first year, then it grows larger and sends up flower clusters. In the second year, the leaves get bitter. I generally have some parsley plants in the herb garden that have come up from seed, but this year I don't, so I have to start over again. I generally grow the flat leaf varieties outside because one dust storm and the curly leaves are filled with grit. That fine grit is difficult to get out of the leaves. Right now, I only have seeds for curly parsley, though. Parsley can be used for garnish or flavoring in several dishes. This parsley plant in my butterfly and hummingbird garden is in its second year and is about to bloom. Many caterpillar butterflies love parsley. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my herb garden and feel inspired to grow some of your own.